All right. So now we get to hear what they've gotten themselves into. All right. So this is my report. There's a copy of my report that you can find in the booklet, which I'm going to go from too. So if you'd like to read along as I go, you can, or you can read it later. 2021 was not 2020, but not 2019 either, was it? In many ways, this year was the year that the church experienced in the same way that the world did, a year of ups and downs, of expanding and contracting, if you know what I mean, and getting kind of back to normal, but then pulling back again. It brought us some of the joys we had longed for in being back in person and celebrations as a holy community, and yet it also reminded us that the challenge still exists for us to remain together in an ongoing pandemic. So as we close and look back on 2021, I want to look at the challenges we've met and the challenges that are to come. Let's look at 2021. Here are some positive things. Overall, we increased giving in 2021. I want y'all to hear that. We increased our giving in 2021. Now, for full disclosure, there we go. Look, for full disclosure, our pledges were down in terms of pledging units. Down just a little bit, around 400,000 is where we were. We were about 410 the year before, but overall in our general contributions, pledging and beyond for 2021, we were up. And then I want to tell y'all about a very special gift that came from an anonymous donor at the end of the year. We had a woman that entered into my church office and said, my mother and I have been driving by St. Column's on our way to St. Catherine's for years now, and every time, without fail, when we drive by, my mother says, they need something green out front. They need something green out front. And so what she did was make a memorial gift in honor for her mother, for us to improve our landscaping, a gift of $20,000, which was amazing. Yeah, really. Looking forward to more days like that in my office, right? And so we're going to put a committee together of our folks that are gifted in landscaping design, and we're going to put that money to use, and we're going to give ourselves a facelift out front. So you can look forward to that in the coming years, some new life and new energy for us, thanks to that wonderful gift. The next thing I want to say is that we had increased attendance from 2020, and this is good because we had more in-person services, right? So there was more folks attending. Can you guess which service was the most well attended in 2021? Do you know, Kathy? Is that why you're laughing? I mean, the obvious guesses would be, right, Easter, right, maybe Christmas, right? It was actually Mother's Day, all right? So Mother's Day for us was our biggest day, with about 156 folks with us on Mother's Day at the 10:30 service. So we're back, we're increased attendance, this is good. We've got new staff hires. I see Chrissy back there. Chrissy is our new choir director. We love you, Chrissy, you're doing such a great job. We've got Miss Caroline McMillan here with us as well, who is our new director of Christian formation, doing an excellent job with things like our Bucharest, St. Nick Sunday, and all the stuff that is to come. We're excited about having Caroline with us for sure. And then we've got Jomini Clay, who is our new sexton, and I hope she's here in the evening. So if you come for an evening meeting, please take a chance to meet Jomini. She comes to us from Arrington and Entergy upon his recommendation. And y'all may have seen this in a cantor a few weeks back. You look around and you will see the Jomini touch, which is out there. She goes kind of above and beyond. And for me, she could not clean anything in the office. I'm giving something away here. And just spray whatever spray she does in there, and I would walk in there and immediately be hit by that aroma and think everything was fine. Because it's just wonderful to come in to a freshly scented office in the mornings. So Jomini is excellent. Please introduce yourself to her as you're able. All right. Church committees that we have reestablished this year. We've got committees back with new chairs and new things happening. Our church security committee, I just saw him walk in back there. Brooks Derryberry back there is our chair of our church security committee. He submitted a report to us. Thank you, Brooks, for your service and all those. You can see those in the report listed, those that are a part of that committee. If you would like to be a part of that work, please let Brooks know. We also have a church communications committee. I am going to say a little bit about that more at the end, but the chair of that committee is Kristen Gwynn, and Kristen may be with us on Facebook, but Kristen is a part of that committee, and then you can see the list of those that are also doing that good work. We've got our outreach committee reestablished with Tim McIntyre as the vestry shepherd and right now the leader of that group. And we've got our pastoral care committee with Kathy at the helm, making sure we're doing things we need to do in order to take care of our people. And then, of course, we had some new events. If y'all remember, we did the Bucharest at Halloween. It was a wonderful success, even if it was a little bit different to have Halloween costumes on at church. Thank you for embracing that. And the taco truck eventually made it, if you recall, which was great. And so when I saw Bob May dressed as a vampire that morning, I knew it was all going to be all right. So thank you, Bob. That's his normal cape? That's what he wears most times? Okay. All right. So thank you for that. As we've gotten back, we're thinking about the best time to do things, and we appreciate your feedback as far as that. Do we want to get back to Wednesday nights in 2022? Do we want to do more things on Sunday morning and after the service? So we're looking at the best time in the calendar to make moves and to do these new events as we continue to increase inviting folks. That was a very successful event at getting people who are beyond the congregation to this place and showing them what we're all about. So we want to do more of that, and we appreciate your feedback on that. Caroline and I and Chris, we've been talking about that a lot, strategizing about the best place to do these events. But I'm very thankful for the successful ones we had in 2021. All right, challenges to come. If you recall a second ago, I said that our pledging units were down. In 2020, we had 101. In 2021, we had 87. So we lost that many pledging families. And of course, you can pledge or you can just give. And there are plenty of us that give to the parish faithfully, regularly, who do not pledge. So I don't want to say that is in any way less, but the pledge, of course, is a commitment that we can use to make our budget and to be good stewards of what we have been given. So in 2022, we're going to emphasize those pledging units and get as many folks to make that commitment as we can and get those pledging numbers back up. But remembering that we still did well in our general gifts. And we want to reestablish regular meetings for the ministries of the church. And I know that the Daughters of the King enjoy. It's been great to have this space filled again in 2021. It was sadly vacant for most of 2020. This is a big space, not to have anybody in it. So we want to do more and more of that, of getting our meetings back and our ministries going again in the church. We want to improve church communications. I have tried to push Realm. I'm hitting the Realm wall, and I may just have to give in. We're going to reassess and look at that and make sure any feedback that you have, the mail, the canter goes directly to my junk mail. How do I fix that? Or I'm not getting these Realm messages that everybody else seems to be getting. Let me know, and in the church committee, in the church communications committee, we will do the work to help that get fixed and work on our church communications. And then I said this last year, and I'm still committed to it. I want to integrate our youth more and more into the life of the church. And the first step in that is to have a youth representative with us on the vestry, to have voice in the vestry meetings and give us a perspective on their experience of church and maybe how they are being spiritually filled and how they are hoping to be spiritually filled. And so we wanted to get the youth more involved with us in the committees of the church, and then also in the leadership of the church. The church has a bad habit of just saying it's Youth Sunday, this is the day that the youth do stuff, and then, for the rest of the time, they're not as active as they could be. So we want to do more there. Okay, finally, I want to talk about the largest challenge that we face together as a parish in the year 2022, and that is the challenge to grow. We built the building over here, as I said, in the stewardship campaign with a clear sign of our intent to be a larger parish and to fill up that nave with all the people that we could. This place in here was getting filled to the brim, and you needed more space in order to do ministry. And so there was a bold move made around 2007 with now Bishop Sage, a move to make a larger nave. And we can be clear about it. When we made that move, we took on a significant amount of debt. We took on a significant financial challenge, and the object was to grow to meet that challenge, right? And so we've had a couple of setbacks, of course. We've had leadership transitions, had a little bit of conflict in the church. We've had a pandemic, for Lord's sake, right? But now is the time. This is the year for us to do our best and meet this challenge to grow as a parish. And so our challenge really it comes in what I see as two ways. And that challenge is, first of all, for each and every one of us to go out in the world, speak to our friends, tell them about our church, how much we love it, and invite them to church. It sounds very simple, but we all know probably socially how difficult that might be. We know the people that we work with, we know our families, friends, and neighbors. We probably know where they go to church or how they think and all of those kind of things. But what if you still, despite all that, just said, hey, no pressure, just come to church, check us out, see what it's like. See why I enjoy it so much. And then maybe you could even say, and I'll go to church with you, right? And I'll see why you love your church so much. And I know that everybody in this place is here because they love St. Columns, and they love this community, and they love the way that we do things. We've got to share that, and we've got to grow this church. We're going to be, of course, from the office and from the leadership standpoint, we're going to be designing events and trying to have put the greatest experiences we can out there to draw people in, like Drawdown, like all of these wonderful Bucharists and everything like that. But in the meantime, invite a friend to church, right? We've got to grow. And then the second thing that we've got to do is we've got to give more. The second challenge is to give more. And I know that that's a difficult thing to do at this day and age, but we are going to need, let me say it clearly, we are going to need a third capital campaign on this building in order to address the debt that we have at this time. We're going to need to rally again. And I spoke to the bishop this week, and he said, in his communications and as a committee, when the initial capital campaign for that building was held around 2007, they made it as clear as possible that it would take multiple campaigns in order to meet this financial challenge. We are there again, where we need to have another campaign to help us out and to help us get through this. So I have a couple of slides, a couple of things that I want to pull up to show you exactly where we are before I get to that treasurer's report. And so give me just one moment as I pull this up. All right, give me some of the comments. Well, they're mostly from B. Oh, okay, mostly from B? Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Kristen is out. Okay, good. All right, the first thing that I want to show y'all is where we are. And if you can see this, I will explain it as best as I can. What this shows is that our mortgage, when we originally began in 2007, was at $3 million. And we have had two campaigns If you remember, the name of those campaigns was called A Time to Build, and that campaign ran from 2007 to 2012. And then we had a Journey of Faith, which is a follow-up campaign that ran from around 2011 to 2017. In the meantime, of course, if that money has been used, of course, to go into the general fund to help us pay off the mortgage, but we've also had directly coming out of the general fund beyond that money, and especially in the years 2018 to present, we have been using the money in the general fund to meet our mortgage payment. And just to give you an idea of what we spend every month, in principal, we spend $12,000 a month, and in interest, we spend $6,000. That's $18,000 a month that comes out. That's about $225,000 a year that comes out in order to pay the mortgage each year. So that's a significant challenge, right? And it's something that we've been amazing that we are in the position we are only because of y'all and your generous gifts from this time forward, and we still have this challenge going forward to continue to meet these monthly payments every year. And David's going to tell you a little bit about where we are and how much we have left in the bank, really, to continue on giving these mortgage payments, and the need for us, of course, as I've said, to do a third campaign. And just want to show you this real quick. This is the impact on the budget. And let me see if I can get it. Hey, that's a little bit nicer. All right, so this shows that general fund contributions are around $500,000. I told you that about $400,000 of that is pledged. And then we have some additional income from other accounts that are about $74,000. That brings our total income to about $574,000. And then you see, as I said, our operating expenses with the mortgage, principal, and interest total $630,000 or thereabouts. And so what we've got there is that's 36% of our budget that's immediately out the door for the mortgage payment. And if you think about your home and the mortgage that you have on your home, you want it somewhere probably between 10 and 20%, right, in order to be able to maintain a budget. And so that's the kind of goal that we're looking at. If we were, some of the options that we're looking at to refinance the loan, to put some money down on the loan so that it becomes a more manageable situation like a home mortgage situation might be. And so we're exploring those options, but I just want you to see where we are and what kind of impact that the mortgage continues to have on our common life. Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to be part of, 56,000 is about the deficit size, and that's going to be confirmed in a moment in our treasurer's report. So I'm not showing all of this to scare the bejesus out of you. I'm showing all of this to show that we've got a challenge to grow, as I've said, a challenge to take on in order to ensure that this parish grows to its potential. And we can meet this challenge by getting more people in the door and by getting more people to grow the church and give to the church. We can do it that way, but it's also going to take us increasing our own giving and getting all of those that we can, especially those who have not yet had an opportunity to give to the past capital campaigns, to give now and to be a part of the campaigns now. And so that is our challenge as we see it. And I just want to say, we are an incredibly amazing church, and when I first came to this place, I was aware of this challenge, right? And when I first came to this place, I also knew that this facility as we have it and that church as we have it is something to be proud of, is a beautiful, wonderful space to worship God, and we've got a great community to support it. So I believe that just as St. Columns has met challenges in the past, the challenges of moving from a new spot, from West Jackson to here, challenges before that when it came to a church that was changing socially out there in the 60s and all that upheaval, if you remember. Whatever the challenges have been, St. Columns has met them, and we can do so again. And I hope that you will be with me as we move forward into 2022 and we meet these challenges. So with that, I'm going to conclude my report, and I'm going to ask for David to please come up and give us a little bit more, I promise not too much, of the numbers behind the challenges that I'm talking about. Thank you.